Hi everybody, it's Carol from atourwitsend.com, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about why I am in the stress management field to begin with. And just a reminder, you can get this week's freebie, but you got to stay to the end to get the link. So, a few years ago I started a travels and savings blog. I was doing really well in that area. I was starting to gain traction. The blog was starting to grow. Then around the beginning of this year, I started feeling this deep pull to the self-improvement, love yourself, laws of attraction type world, and more specifically to stress management. And I kept blowing that feeling off because I honestly was thinking I don't have time for another blog. I'm a full-time stepmom. I work a full-time job. I had this savings and travel blog going on, plus all the other little side projects that I do for fun. I cook and I craft and I read a lot. And, just everyday life. And I didn't think that there was time to add something else. Also, while I know a lot about, I know a little about a lot of different things, I don't consider myself necessarily an expert by any means. Or like an expert the way that most people think of experts. I don't have a degree in finance or anything like that. But whenever I was doing the travel and savings, I was just telling people what worked for me, the stuff that I've tried, the stuff that I had seen and thought that maybe somebody could learn something from it. And so I didn't feel that I was the person that needed to be in this self-improvement world. That I didn't have that type of qualifications. I didn't have the formal education that you would normally associate with a self-improvement guru. So yeah, I thought to myself, we aren't going to be doing that, and let's go, keep on trucking. But I kept getting that feeling like I was truly needed in this field. After a while, it started coming to me in my dreams. And I'm quite sure right now my parents are shaking their heads and thinking, what on earth did you do, Caroline? When we were little, my brothers and I, when we were little, they always taught us that whenever you get this still small voice in your head, it's something that you should listen to, and I kept ignoring it. Because I didn't think I was qualified and I didn't have the time. Now I had this loud yelling voice telling me I needed to be here. So I finally looked around, talked to the universe, and I said, okay, universe, I get it. So I officially launched the site in May. What I discovered whenever I was doing my research on this site was that stress management is a seriously underserved community. I was shocked, honestly. This is a condition, stress is a condition that literally everybody in the entire world suffers from. And it's not a topic of tons of blogs and websites, and that just shocks me. The fact that most of the search results were different types of inner peace type people and trying to sell me, literally sell me, tell me to buy this, and tell me how to use meditation for stress relief. Or there were doctors that were endorsing this pill or that pill or whatever. And I was like, dude, no, this is not going to work. That's when the light bulb went off. And I do have a story to tell here. I do have knowledge that I can share with the world that obviously is needed. So something else I noticed too while I was doing my research and while I was listening to different podcasts and stuff is that I'm slowly starting to change myself at the same time. My personality is constantly growing and evolving, and while I'm still a mostly logical person, I'm starting to integrate more of what my best friend calls this new agey stuff into my personality. I've always been a big believer in the whole you get what you give, karma, manifest destiny type thing, where the energy that you send out into the universe, you eventually get back to yourself in some way, shape, or form. So with that pushing my personality forward, it's sort of a nice little side effect. But that's another video for another day. Anyways, so I discovered that I do have a personal story to go along with this too. So when I was younger, my dad had this high stress job. And he went to the doctor one day and he was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And subsequently, he was put on this low sodium diet amongst a variety of other things. This changed my life completely, y'all. There are literally foods that I don't eat now, specifically because they are too salty to me. Things like different potato chips or certain marinades that you put on meat, stuff like that. It tastes like a mouthful of salt to me. So, anyways, back to my dad. In addition to the diet, he also worked on different things to help reduce his stress. He found different ways to help himself relax and different things that we did as a family that helped us unplug and helped de-stress everybody. And a lot of those tips and tricks are things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys either on the blog or in videos or something like that. I'm also going to be sharing things that either I have done and tried in my own life, or maybe I've done research on, tried out and said, hey, this is pretty cool. And while it doesn't necessarily work for me, I can see where it would benefit somebody else. So I'm going to share that stuff with you guys too. What I will tell you is that I am not going to share anything that I haven't personally tried in some way, shape, or form. I don't see a reason for me to be sitting here telling you guys, hey, go try this because it's going to be awesome, or go do that because it'll be so cool, if I don't really know that it's going to be awesome or if it's going to be cool. So, yeah. Anyway, so on to tonight's freebie. So for the freebie for this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of me coming up with something for you guys, what I want you to do is to go to my website. It's at ourwitsin.com and look around, choose a blog post, read the post, and get the freebie associated with that. I want you guys to be able to choose what's going to work best for you, that's going to make an impact in your life, so that it's not just some random thing that I decided, hey, this sort of works out with what I'm talking about. I want it to affect your life in the most positive way possible. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you pick out the freebie for yourself, if that makes sense, right? As always, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see in a video or a future blog post, hit me up in the comments below. And I think I'm just going to wrap it up for today. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe. I can be found on Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube at rwitsin.com. And until next week, see you soon.